Hi everyone, my name is Hope and today we're going to be talking about the proper use of props. But before we can do that, we need to understand why to use props in the first place. Why do we use props? We use props to make learning more fun. That's the obvious reason. Hello, Coco! Hello, Coco. Some things are just easier to see and understand when they're not on a PowerPoint. The fact that you can change out a lot of different letters with the same ending becomes much more apparent on a board than it is on the PowerPoint. But another reason we use props that we sometimes forget about is to get control of the classroom. And I don't just mean control of the student's attention. I mean you control the classroom when you use a prop. For instance, rather than having your student read off of a PowerPoint, have them read off of your board, and then you control the pace at which you move to each new sound. So those are three really good reasons to use props. Fun, the fun factor, making your class interactive, and having control as the teacher. Now let's talk about proper use of props. Make sure that your entire prop is in view of the student. It doesn't work really well if part of it's not visible. And speaking of visibility, make sure that whatever you do is seen by the student. If you're using the board and you're looking down and you're drawing whatever you're drawing, the student isn't getting to participate in that. Oh, the student could have watched you draw this cute smiley face, but instead you kept it all to yourself, you mean old teacher. Instead, let your students watch. You know, it's always fascinating to watch people draw on a board. Who knows why, but we love it. And especially if you're using this for a reward system, let the student see you fill in the teeth. And make sure that your prop stays on screen long enough for your student to get a good look at it. About the only time that you'll want to use a prop that's only partially seen on screen is when you have some kind of dramatic reason to do so. When you're using a prop, you want to make sure that the prop doesn't take over everything. The student still needs to be able to see you, and the prop should never cover up the teacher's face. Excuse me. This applies to any prop. Be careful not to let your prop cover your mouth. Your student needs to be able to see how you move your mouth to form the words. Apple, apple. All that to say, make sure you share the screen with your props. Make sure you can be seen. Make sure your props can be seen. If you're fortunate like I am and you happen to have a swivel chair, then this is pretty easy. You simply just turn and create a blank space for your prop. Something you might want to think about is glare from all your many bright lights that you have in your studio. Just check every so often, look on screen, and if you see a glare, it's just a very simple tip to get that glare out. And the same thing can happen with flashcards, so just be careful and watch where the light's shining on them. Thanks for joining us on the proper use of props. What?